Welcome back, everyone. Derch here, and I am doing the video, The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, on Jakobs pistols. There are 4 Legendary Jakobs pistols in the game, and these ones are not as consistent as the shotguns or assault rifles. In fact, a couple of these I think need some work, and I'm going to talk about those quite a bit. So let's just dive in. So we have 4 different guns here, as I said. We have the 7th Sense, the San Saba Songbird that I always just call the Samba because my brain is broken and that's how it works. We have the King's Gambit, which there's nothing king about this gun. This is the worst of the lot in my opinion. And we have the Phantom Flame, which is kind of like the Flood from Borderlands 3, but elemental. And it's kind of a shame we didn't start off the game with a masher. And maybe because we have deadlifts where you could get some shotgun parts, essentially, but I haven't seen those. So I don't think they actually allow them. I just want a goddamn masher. Get on it, Gearbox. Anyways, let's just start from the top and go from the good to the bad to the ugly. And the 7th Sense is the good. This thing is sweet. So this variant here has 1400 base damage and 134% crit. But I also found one which sounds way better on paper. This one has 2000 damage and 172% crit. But in my testing, this is a 4 mag and this is a 6 mag. But when I switch this to sniper rifle, it actually does about the same damage as this one per shot. But then you get 2 extra shots from it. So I actually think even though the stats on this are not as good, the deadlifts makes it as good. And that's what I love about the licensed part systems. I mean, if I can find these parts with the deadlifts, but I don't know if that's possible. But this really opens it up. And this really makes it a shame that I haven't seen the shotgun deadlifts on pistols, especially Jakobs pistols, because, man, turning this gun into a masher would be epic. So yeah, make that happen, Gearbox. But yeah, so this basically works almost like a Torgue sticky. So instead of stickies happen, these little white floaty ghost-like orbs fly up above the enemy, and then when you reload, they snap down and hit the enemy. And because they're going above them, they usually snap down on the head and crit and do really good damage. Yeah, it really just feels like a Torgue sticky Jakobs pistol, but you don't get that Torgue sticky damage reduction on your regular shots, which makes this very, very powerful. In all of my testing with this gun in combat, it just takes out enemies effectively. And there's nothing really special you have to do around it because it just works. And that's cool. I do like guns that like you can play with and like figure out how to use it for more effectiveness and learn like arc shoots, shots, and that stuff. But sometimes you just want a gun that works and eliminates enemies and does the job well, and that is this gun. It's very satisfying as I love Jakobs revolvers. It looks great. I think this is kind of the benchmark for where Jakobs pistols should be. And the fact that we can get multiple parts on this, and I found a bunch of different ones and I was farming them. But these are the best 2 versions that I kept. This gun is the real deal. The next best one is probably the Phantom Flame. Now, this one I just have one variant because I found the 134% crit, even though I did find one with 172 for this. So hopefully that goes up that high. And I know you can get better than that 1400 base damage, but I got a 6 mag with this. It seemed like a good combination of the parts. So this is like the Flood. When you zoom in, it automatically fires all your bullets. When you're not zoomed in, it's just 1 per 1. And then this, see if I can show this. Sometimes you get like that Atlas tracker, which also just puts your shots in. So you zoom in, lock down, and hit your shots. So even if they move, you're going to hit them. And what's nice about this too, though, is the recoil's not bad on this thing for unloading the whole mag. which is extra good. So this thing can do a lot of damage. This is fire only, so it's kind of like the Hellwalker of the pistols, but it's effective. Oops, I did not mean to change him. It's probably harder to land all the shots at that distance, but that's where the tracker comes in. So the DPS on this thing is strong, and it's reliable, and you're just always going to be hitting your target. And then, you know, you get your Jakobs reflection. It's a really solid gun. I don't think this is like blowing me away. But when you can just land all those shots like that, it is really good. And with characters like Harlow and Rafa, who can do a lot of cool magazine stuff, you can extend that 6 quite a bit and then really up the DPS on this thing. So I think this is like the great, this is the good. The San Saba is kind of the bad. So once again, I know this can come with higher crit, but a lot of them I have a lot of different variances of this. The best I could get was 96, but I'm assuming it comes with a higher one. I was just getting bad luck. But this does come with a lot of accessories. So you can see here I have the knife launcher. This one I got a deadlist, turning it into a sniper rifle, which is cool. This one I got with zip rockets, and this one I got Torg gyro jets. So you can come with a lot of parts with this one, but this one, especially after playing with the Bonnie and Clyde so much, just doesn't feel good. And I did a video reviewing it. It was like, oh, this is kind of interesting. At first, you could do the evil smasher glitch with it, where you could just proc that 100% over and over and over again and just like stack up an insane amount of damage and then one-shot bosses. That's gone. And that's fine because it wasn't intended. But the problem with this one now is 5 seconds is so short. It just doesn't feel good. And there's so many more powerful guns in the game. It's not really worth swapping to this gun to get 100% extra damage. The only really reason to use this gun right now is if you really like it. Like this one, I have the knife launcher, and that 100% does apply to the knife launcher, which is very cool. But the knife launcher is no grenade launcher or Molly 1 Tri-Blast. So it's not like that knife launcher is going to go around and one-shotting bosses with that 100%. There's just not a real good reason to use this gun right now. And I think there's a couple of ways to fix this. A few ways. The Bonnie and Clyde just boosted from 100 to 150. I think this needs that same boost, or even 200%, because at 100% damage, this thing is solid. It does really good damage, but it's not like blowing things out of the water for just a 5-second boost. So if it's going to stay at a 5-second boost, that damage needs to be much higher to make it worth swapping to this gun for 5 seconds. Right now, it's not worth swapping to this gun for 5 seconds. A different way to fix it would be treat it like the Bonnie and Clyde and give you that damage till your magazine runs out. Now I know, Derch, you can shoot those 6 bullets in less than 5 seconds and then reload and shoot a few again. True, but if you did it until end of reload, if you like really boost your magazine, or again like Harlow and Rafa stuff, so you keep getting ammo back, then you could actually extend it. The other thing would just be extend the 5 seconds to like 12 seconds or something. And then the fourth idea would be let this gun reactivate with a kill. So you get a big damage boost when you swap to it. And then if you get a kill, you maintain that. So as long as it's like a momentum type gun, then as long as you keep getting kills, you maintain that damage. Those are a few ways of making it interesting. Right now, it's not that interesting because it's just too short and the damage isn't high enough to make it worth it. The ugly is the King's Gambit. Holy hell, I hate this gun. Now, this gun I only have the one of these, but I found some pretty nice stats. 134% crit, 2,300 damage. Just as a gun, this thing is really good. This thing just works as a gun. But as a red text effect, this thing sucks. So this is like a Legendary Jakobs gun in a way, which sounds awesome. So when shot, gun ricochets projectiles to nearby enemies. So what that is I'm going to reload. You get this thing, and then it shoots towards enemies. Now, I think I have to, like, shoot these enemies to make it start tracking. I just had this working. Oh, yeah, it's shooting that guy. But the problem I have with this thing, every time I try to bring this into combat, I'm better off just shooting enemies. When I throw that and shoot that, it doesn't hit them that often, and it's not really hitting crits that often, and then the enemies are just shooting me and I die. It's not good. But just as a straight up, I'm going to shoot you in the face, it's doing a little bit less than the other Jakobs guns because you're not getting those special effects, even though the stats are really good. But the damage is solid. But the special effects sucks. And it's kind of slow, where like sometimes you can hit enemies. It's not like a chucking weapon, because it's just too hard to hit enemies with it. You know, these are stationary target dummies, but you're not meant to just throw it. You're meant to like shoot it, and then it shoots the enemies. I don't know. It's weird. And I don't know how to fix this gun, because the special effect just isn't good. It's not intuitive. It's, I don't know, it's awkward. And I don't think you can fix this with stats. I think you have to change how this gun works. And that's where this one gets complicated. So I think one way to fix it would just have this thing, every time you shoot, that gun shoots. That would make it interesting, because then you're just getting extra damage, kind of like the Seventh Sense. You're just getting extra damage from those as they float around and shoot things. A different way to maybe fix it is make this go way slower, so I could swap to like a Vladoff SMG and then shoot it a bunch. But the way it works now, it's kind of too fast, and it just gets away from you, and it gets away from the enemies. And it's not, once you swap guns, it's, you know, now it's gone. It's, so if I could like shoot it and it was slower and I could switch to a Mad Lab or something and then just really like rain down hell, that would be interesting. But it's too, it goes way too quick for that right now. And yeah, that just doesn't work well. Yeah, those are really my two fixes for it. It's just make it shoot automatically, either automatically by itself or when you shoot, or make it way slower so you can actually like swap to a proper gun and shoot it. Because the magazine on this thing, oh, I'm out of bullets. The magazine on this thing is just too low, and it doesn't feel good. So let's just kind of like go through mags on some of these and see how they do. So this one, oh, sorry, I'll wait till it reloads. So with the dots, getting about 40,000 there. Let that go away. There we go, I landed it better. So you can get about 60,000 DPS with this with the dots on a flesh target. This one here, I'm gonna switch to the sniper mode. Oh. $80,000. So you can see with going to that sniper on this, this can go quite a bit. That's the best version of this I could find. A lot of the other ones were doing around 60, 70,000. So, you know, this thing can work. So 50,000 out of just the 4 bullets. This one, hold on. I probably already missed it. So again, if I switch to the knife launcher, 57,000. Oops. Let's go without the knife launcher. And so 68. I got the extra shot in there. And I'm going to cycle it back around and hopefully get to the knife launcher again. I hate how long that takes. Too long. Alright, I'm going to swap to that. Let's swap away, swap back. So 115 when, yeah, that's boosted. But then that 115, you can follow it up with some other shots and just keep that going. But then it's going to fall off pretty quickly. So this thing does have the highest DPS potential. It's just the burst of that DPS is so short. Which, I guess, more burst damage. This thing... Yeah, it's just not keeping up with the other ones. If you shoot those or you shoot him, it's taking a lot to get up to that 60,000. So the King's Gambit is the lowest of these. I think this is the most reliable. The Saba technically has the highest DPS potential, but it's just hard to realize that, and it just lasts so short. So, like the other guns, let's go into some combat and try these out and see how they actually fare. So I'm going to go back to an arena to do flesh targets, since I do have one fire one, just to be a little bit fair. And I'm going to do this with Harlow, not Vex, so Kinetic does not get an advantage over elements. All right. So going into combat, I am going to start with my favorite of them is the Seventh Sense. I have these both equipped, so I might rotate between them a little bit to show you guys that. And I have this one in sniper mode, not pistol mode. So let's get into it. So you can see already these reflections combined with Harlow's abilities is taking these guys out pretty well. And it's dealing with groups. Kind of groups and individuals as well. Some guns are better at groups of enemies. Some are more just good at single target. This thing just, yeah, it just, like I said, this thing just works. These enemies are all just dead, and the boss is already out. So, that was just bad shooting. This guy moves around a lot. Let's try to the higher crit one. So this is definitely say more of a mobbing gun. Oh, my action skill is off. All right. There it is. That's better. I thought that was feeling weak. I didn't quite understand. So yeah, you can see with that active, you land more crits, you get more of the reflections, and it does a lot better. It's still not a boss basher by any means. Hey, legendary drop, the swarm. I really like this grenade, guys. Yeah, so very effective. Let's see if we got anything cool. Yeah, Harlow just really drops off when you drop that. So the next one, let's go to the Phantom Flame. And I'm going to unequip this so I can't switch to a wrong gun. And don't have one of those start my action skills, but it will get going quick enough in here. Oops. I was holding down the trigger there, or I was spamming the trigger there when I didn't have to. So you can already see a little bit. I think the special effect from the other one just helps it deal with mobs a little bit better than this. Multiple enemies. This is very good. It still works well with them. If you're wondering, that daze effect is from my skill tree. But I just think the reflections with the other one does a little bit more than this. But I could be mistaken. Alright, action skills down. I gotta remember to bring that back for the boss. And there he is. Did I just hear legendary? Oh shit, that's not good. So this is going to struggle a little bit because, you know, he's got a shield. So I'm trying to bull through something with a high resistance. So that's not the most fair on this for a boss. But we'll see once I get rid of that. Oh, and now I'm on cooldown. So this is a bit of a fail on him, but it's not necessarily the gun's fault. I should use something else just to drop his shield. Alright, Ash's skill back. Yeah. And this is part of the reason why kinetics are so good in this game. It just deals with everything. Okay, here we go. Oh no, my action. And of course I get him into the red and then my action skill's gone. Alright, it's back. So you can see, when I'm matching elements, it rips through him. But that shield just resisted too much to be very good. So we'll finish him off here. Maybe I'm just gonna pop on a gun to do this effectively, because you guys got the point. There we go. Oh. And blew myself up. Cool. And now let's try the Saba. So to make the most use out of the next one, I am just going to equip, I think, all of them that I have. This way I can rotate them, kind of like I did in the last video. I think I have 4 of them. Yep.
Whoops. Math that wrong.
Refill my ammo, and let's do this again. Alright, get my action skill going. Yeah, so this in sniper mode is kind of interesting. It's a lot slower. But even at the 100%, this is not really outperforming the other guns. And it's causing me just to like switch constantly. Oh. That was overkill. And you can see why, yeah, this one just... It's... Yeah, it just needs so much more maintenance and everything. It needs a rework. Or at least a boost. Don't really want to activate my action skill yet, but I think I have to. Where is he? Yeah, so the knife launcher there, you can see it's no grenade launcher. The Torg is pretty cool on this. The sniper on it's a little slow. Alright, action skill back. Amp. Yeah, I think the Torg one's the most effective variant. That splash was really effective. Of course, once I lose my action skill, you can see falls off quite a bit. But that's Harlow in a nutshell. She's really dependent on her action skill. Let's see what world drop I got. Oh shit, a wave. That is cool. Alright, so lastly, let's go to the King's Gambit, and I'm going to unequip the rest of these. And maybe I'll just throw on one of these just in case I need it. Just in case this one goes a little bit rough. Alright. Like I said, as just a pistol, this is fine. It's a red text effect. You know, I don't even know what's happening. Let's see these guys. Am I killing them? Not really. It's, yeah. And because this is slower, I'm running out of my action skill faster, which just makes me less effective. Let's see. See what I mean? This guy is not dying to that. And he is dying to that. So this, it's just not effective to use this red text ability on this. It's kind of like you just throw it out there and it does nothing. I guess the only effect is like if your bullets will ricochet into that and then ricochet into enemies, but it can just ricochet into enemies. It's just kind of dumb. You see again, without my action skill here, not very effective. Oh, shit. That ain't good. I don't know if I'm getting out of this one. I might have to switch weapons. Alright. Yeah, this thing needs help. You can see, just as a gun, it's fine, but it's not like legendary fine. And that first big I hit on him is because I had the amp on. And I don't think I'm getting up from this. Yeah, these guys are too far away. So that's a fail on this gun. Yeah. King's Gambit. I honestly think that's good showing for it. The red text effect just slows it down and makes it worse. It's kind of like adding extra skill points to Death Trap in Borderlands 2. Yeah, the red text effect shouldn't slow it down. It should make it better, not worse. Let's see if I got anything cool in purple. That's going to be too distracting. Let's not do that right now. Let's do that after I'm done. So, I think my original assessment stands. Out of these guns, put one of each on again. And where's my Phantom? So, yeah, the Seventh Sense just wrecks things. It does incredibly well, very strong. This should be the baseline for Jakobs pistols. The special effects works well. You don't have to do much with it. The licensed parts are cool. The stats are good. This gun is effective. It's not like world-ending, world-blowing. I wouldn't put it in the S tier, but I think this is an A tier gun. The Phantom Flame, similar, A, B tier, really solid. You could crank it up with certain characters and abilities to make that even better, but it gets the job done. It's just, there's a lot of different health bars in this game, so those kinetic guns just having no weaknesses are just so strong in Borderlands 4. That's the reality of it. I know like some people don't like hearing that, but that's the truth. Matching elements is better, but when you have like so many enemies on screen, you got to swap constantly. You're low on your DPS, where you can just go kinetic, you just bowl through them. So, on flesh, this is on par with this gun, but this gun can be on par with all health bars, where this one needs one out of, like 3 or 4 health bars. So that's the kind of the dig with this compared to this. The Saba, again, this thing, it just needs more. It needs the Bonnie and Clyde treatment. It needs a boost to make it worth switching to it, because right now it's not really stronger than this gun. And this gun is always on, where this gun's only on for 5 seconds. So the swapping for this just isn't worth it, and they need to make it worth it. So if it's only going to be 5 seconds, it's got to be huge. It's got to be like 500%, I think. Or, maybe make it 200% and make it for like 10, 12 seconds, something like that. But right now, it's just not it. And then this just sucks. The more I think about it, the more I play with it. I think my first idea of it, the orb should shoot every time you pull the trigger, and then you just have a ton of bullets come out of everywhere. And then it could maybe be worth it. But right now, it's not. And it was showing the highest DPS out of all these, which also shows DPS, especially with red text effects, is a joke. Yeah, it's bad. So those are these guns. What do you guys think? Do you agree or disagree? Have you used these? Who do you like them on? What do you think about them? But yeah, the Seventh Sense just makes me so happy. This gun is just awesome. I really, really enjoy this. And man, Gearbox, if you opened up the Masher variant with the deadless shotguns on these things, maybe they exist and I haven't seen them, but man, this thing would be S tier with a shotgun deadless multi-loader, I bet. So yeah, just patch that in, Gearbox. I don't know why you took that away from us. Mashers are awesome. We love Mashers. Deadless makes any pistol a Masher, and that's cool. And why are you stopping us from having cool things? Fix that. Yeah, I think all these guns would get better in Masher. Everything's better as a Masher. Yeah, so next I am going to review all the other gear in one video. So I'm going to go through grenades, amp kits, shields, and enhancements. And I'm not bringing those into combat. I'll just talk about those at the shooting range. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it, guys, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.